Hi there, Solar Pros. My name is Ben with Easy Mode Media, the solar marketing specialist. Now, I want to shoot a quick video for everyone today talking about a checklist that I made for solar companies just like yourself. It is free, it is totally free. It's a 40-point SEO checklist for solar companies. If you are interested in downloading your free copy, your free PDF, please head to easymodemedia.com/solar marketing kit. And this SEO checklist is a part of the free 7-figure solar company success kit. Now, why did I create this checklist? So, SEO in the solar industry gets a bad rap because a lot of company owners have either tried an SEO agency before and got shit results, or they just don't believe it works because they've heard of horror stories from other agencies. And that's because typically what happens, solar companies aim for cheap SEO services. I speak with plenty of companies out there. They hire offshore for just a few $100s a month, and then they complain in 6 months when they've wasted all this money and time with no results. It's because you guys pay for cheap services rather than a specialist that understands SEO and understands the solar industry. So let's touch on exactly what this 40-point checklist covers. And this is the same structure. These are the very same questions I ask myself when I bring on a new client for a new solar client. That's all we work with. We only work with solar companies. So we've been through this process many, many times. And what we're going to do is talk about SEO from a broad level, about questions you can ask yourself. All right. So is your website optimized for generating solar leads? This is talking about website design, website structure. So like how can people find your website pages or content on your website? Is it easy for people to find your content? Trust me, you might think it's easy, you might think your website looks great, but that doesn't mean it converts. I see it all the time with flashy websites with sliding images and sliding text, and the conversion rate is shit. So go keep your website simple, keep it conversion optimized. You'll have a much better return on investment with all your marketing. Don't overcomplicate it. Make sure the fundamentals are in place before you start going and adding sliding images and videos and all this kind of stuff. That slows down a website and doesn't always lead to more booked jobs. All right. So does your site have strong call to actions? That's a phone call, a phone number, or a contact form. Not a naked email address. Don't just put info@ABC Solar. Put a contact form there so people can ask their questions without leaving the site, without clicking another page. Okay. If you're interested about solar website design, I do have other videos covering that on the channel. You can find them by just searching for solar website design on my channel. So does your website generate trust that your company is the best in the area? And there are several ways to do this, but often I see solar companies hide their reviews, hide their testimonials at the bottom of the page, or don't have them on the page. Like, why are you not showing the most valuable way of generating trust, right? People like to see that you've helped people like them. It generates trust. Generate trust straight away. Make your reviews, your testimonials nice and high. Is your solar company site, does it have stock images? Now, only working in the solar industry, I know there's probably 8 to 10 images that have been used hundreds and hundreds of times on solar company websites all around the globe. Usually it's going to be someone with a hard hat on that's tightening a screw or leaning over a solar panel or something like that. It doesn't generate trust. We want to see your team, your wrapped trucks, your branding on places, past projects. Make it unique. Make your site generate trust. Make the content, make the images on your site do the work for you. And finally, does your website provide a good customer experience. Does your website load fast? Under 3 seconds. If it doesn't, stop here, go fix that, because the rest of the checklist is going to be pointless for you if your website is a pile of shit, to be honest. All right. So is your Google business profile set up correctly? So it might be. You need to have claimed it. You need to have optimized it for your services, for your locations. Typically, we take on solar companies that think their Google business profile is updated, but it's the bare minimum. Go the next step. Go beyond everyone else, every other company, and you'll do better. And you want to make sure that you're posting regularly on Google Business Profile. There's different ways to do that, but you also want to be generating reviews consistently. So for our solar clients, we have a bit of a process where we just ask for reviews from customers, just simply asking and having a process around asking. Okay, you don't want to be asking everyone without kind of making sure they had a good experience. Otherwise, you're opening yourself up to, bad reviews. You want to have a chat to your customers, make sure that they're happy first before trying to kind of finalize everything, get a review, and kind of end that customer relationship, right? So, generating reviews is one of the most important factors for a local SEO strategy for a solar company, but it's often one of the hardest. I think I've had just a handful of solar companies that do this well. Most, I'd say about 90% of solar companies suck at generating reviews. That's why we help our clients out with this, with a process. Develop your own process to make sure that you're generating at least 1 to 2 reviews a month at minimum. If you're not generating more than 2 reviews a month, something's wrong, something is broken. Consider, as long as you're, installing several systems a month. For bigger companies, if you're only installing one system a month, make sure you get reviews as often as you can, right? The more reviews helps, but then put them on your website as well. Don't neglect that website design. Are you creating content consistently? And what I mean here is quality content. So one amazing blog post is always going to beat 4 shit blog posts. Just always. Don't bother creating thin content. Don't bother copy and pasting other websites, your competitors. Don't bother just putting something up on the website to put something up on the website. That does not work. And that's where most SEO agencies and SEO freelancers that you may have worked with in the past, this is where they'll mess it up, because it's not enough anymore to be like, we're the best solar company in location. You need to have a strategy behind every piece of content on your website, every single one. Otherwise, you are wasting time, you are wasting budget. You may as well just go buy lead lists or run ads. Okay, in all honesty, SEO is becoming more and more competitive, but it all comes back to content. If your homepage doesn't have good information, if your service page doesn't have good information, if it says the same stuff every other company is putting on their website, what makes you different? You have to let the content speak for you, content and images, okay, and media, so video as well. So next is solar lead tracking. So when you've got all this great content, you've got hundreds of people visiting your website every month, you're getting leads, everything's great. But how do you know what's working? How do you know what parts of your website drive you leads? And how do you know how people find you exactly? Is it through SEO? Is it paid ads? Is it organic search? How are they finding you? Is it a partner that has a link to your website, a referral partner? It might be. But if you don't know, if you don't understand what's drawing you leads, then you can't replicate it. You can't improve that to consistently get more and more. If you're working with an agency and they're talking about generating you better Google rankings, more traffic, and they're not touching on how many leads they bought you this month, how many leads they generated through your website, they're reporting on the wrong things. Ask for lead generation tracking. I'll say that again. You need to ask, you need to demand lead generation tracking, because that's how you tell what's working. If you don't know what's working, what's the point of marketing? Because it might work, but if something stops working, how do you fix it without knowing what worked to begin with, right? So ask for conversion tracking. It's huge. Okay. And finally, link building. So link building is becoming very difficult in SEO. Google's becoming smarter and smarter about what is a qualified link, like what is a link that actually moves the needle, and what is just a trash link that they ignore or potentially even give your site a penalty for, which is the last thing we want with SEO. Now, when I say link building, to explain exactly what I mean, it's building links from other websites that point to your website. That's what a link is. There's different types of links, but in a nutshell, it's a link from a third-party website that if someone clicks, they end up on your website. Okay, so what I am not saying here, let me be very clear, do not go to Fiverr or Upwork or hire a cheap freelancer to point 1,000 or 10,000 or a million links at your website. It's not going to work. That is outdated. It doesn't work. It's going to get you in trouble. What you need to do is find a way to generate high quality, solar industry relevant links. So there needs to be two things. It needs to be relevant for the solar industry, but it needs to be high quality. So there's different ways you can measure that. I'm not going to get into that in this video. Otherwise, this video would be an hour long. But if you're not building links, this is one of the main ways Google trusts a website, an authoritative website, right? So you need to be generating these links consistently, and they need to be worthwhile. They need to be solar links or renewable energy, or at the very least something to do with like homes, saving money, energy prices, something like that. It has to have some type of angle that's related to solar. Otherwise, it's a waste of money. Simple as that. So what I'd recommend you guys do is go to easymodemedia.com, solar marketing kit, download the 7-figure solar success kit, and this checklist is a part of that kit. You'll be able to have a look at the checklist I follow with my clients. This is a bit of a top level view. There's a lot more kind of behind the scenes that you need to do, but if you get the basics right, you will be beating 99% of other solar companies out there when it comes to SEO. So thanks for watching this in the video all the way through. If you've got any questions or recommendations about anything, other tools you'd like to see created, please let me know in the comments below. And if you did like this video, please give me a like and subscribe so you can find out when I release new videos. And yeah, talk to you soon. Thank you.